ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Tomorrow Night Show. I'm your host, Fimmy Jallon, and we have a great program for you tonight. It seems world leaders, and by world leaders, we mean mostly Donald Trump, are quite stumped as to how to deal with the issue of nuclear proliferation. President Trump recently pulled the US out of the 2015 Iran nuclear deal, as it was allegedly a very, very bad deal, possibly the worst. Even though the International Agency of Nuclear Energy confirmed that Iran was in fact fully compliant. And when we thought things were going well with Kim Jong-un, that quickly went south, although we'll have to wait and see whether that letter gets us somewhere. Kim, on the other hand, is still keen on keeping his nukes, and in retrospect, it's unclear whether Donald Trump just wanted to show how big his arsenal really is. Although this nuclear drama seems perpetual, we've invited someone who may have it all figured out. Please welcome nuclear specialist and political scientist, Marl Karx. Well,
thanks for having me on the show, Fim.
of course.
Really appreciate it. Frankly, the talks about nuclear weapons recently have really just been cumbersome to me. Remember the good old Cold War days when world leaders were about more than just their words? Never mind the Bee Gees, my 60s highlight was the Cuban Missile Crisis. Now that's some real action. Anyway, my objective today is to reveal my simple yet elegant solution to the nuclear crisis.
Right. Now, before we get to your riveting solution, please tell us what exactly is a nuke.
Well, a nuclear weapon is a deadly explosive capable of vaporizing millions of people's lives instantly, as well as causing long-term adverse health effects such as cancer. Nuclear disarmament requires a lot of non-existent political effort and trust, as nukes represent power, something that world leaders are not keen on relinquishing. Also, the scientific process of disarming nukes to make them harmless is actually quite lengthy and arduous. The half-life of uranium-235, the most common nuclear fuel, is over 700 million years. In my humble, educated opinion, it's simply not worth it to go through all this effort to make nukes harmless. Luckily, I've been hard at work in my mother's basement, and I think I'm ready to propose a new and innovative solution.
And what might that be?
Well, the solution that I intend to propose and implement as soon as possible, if all people are agreeing, as I'm sure everyone will, is the use and thus detonation of all 20,000 of the world's current nuclear weapons.
Interesting. And what makes you think that that's the best solution for humanity?
Well, taking a rational, objective, and balanced perspective, based on the current situation, as any rational man should, the evidence and benefits in favor of this solution are overwhelming. In essence, as long as nuclear weapons exist, the threats and tensions will never go away. Firstly, as I mentioned earlier, it is quite difficult to get rid of nukes without actually detonating them. My first plan gets rid of the world's 20,000 nuclear weapons quite efficiently. Also, think of the wonderful fireworks and the mushroom clouds of varying sizes that will accompany such a joyful display. Tremendous. Additionally, it is reassuring to think that after all of the explosions, it will be a long time before anyone has the capabilities to construct nukes once more.
Well, that does sound good, but to be honest, I'm not totally convinced. Won't this mean an end to life as you know it?
Actually, Fim, it's just the beginning. Think about it. Overpopulation will become a thing of the past. The nuclear winter caused by the nuclear fallout will reverse global warming faster than any solution anyone is currently proposing.
This seems like a great opportunity to give humanity a fresh start. I can picture the widespread inequality in wage and privilege disappearing. When famine comes, we can all starve together. As for wage, everyone will be poor because there won't be anything to own. And my favorite part is, we'll all wear hazmat suits every time we go outside.
That's my favorite part as well, Fim. Anyway, I'm of the firm belief that if there's a problem, we should eliminate it as swiftly as possible. All current efforts show that creating a nuclear weapons convention that comprehensively addresses non-proliferation with a step-by-step process analysis from declaring weapons facilities to taking nukes off automatic deployment is all a waste of time. Creating an agency that can implement all of these steps with the sole purpose of maintaining national security is simply irrational when this problem could be easily and simply resolved and swiftly dealt with now. Taking the time and patience for collaborative effort with mutual trust from which compromises can be made for the benefit of all relevant parties would be much too characteristic of a communist agenda.
Wow, Marl, you really are a genius.
Thank you.
Surely this isn't your first time with coming up with such groundbreaking solutions.
Well, Fim, I'm glad you share my view. I'm actually considering publishing my work. I'm hoping it could be my second bestseller. I'm thinking of naming it something along the lines of The Nuclearist Manifesto.
Well, Marl, I'm sharing a bright vision of the future with you right now. In the meantime, join us next time to hear why denial is the best way to deal with global warming, as well as the fun of living on Earth without the ozone layer.
Thank you for having me on the show, Fim.
Yep.